Hello friends, I thought we'd mix it up a bit. We've had an awful lot of What's in a Box Wednesdays lately, so let's have a coffee and a chat. And in a break from usual form, I'm going to tell you about this coffee first. This is a Bunham Woe coffee, which came from my local coffee house, the Malden Coffee Company. They have a nice website. You can order coffee off them, mail order, if you're in the UK. They don't sponsor me. I don't need them to sponsor me. It'd be nice if they sent me some coffee, but they make nice coffee and they're a local small independent company, so I thought I would support them a little. So this is Bunham Woe coffee, which it says here on the website is a delicate but deep aroma with chocolate, pipe tobacco and leather notes. In the cup it is earthy but richly sweet, almost sugary, with cherry fruit notes. The Bunham Woe estate is in Papua New Guinea. And I have to say, that's the best description you could come up with for that. It is a very deep aroma. It is very chocolatey and leathery. Not sure about the pipe tobacco. Yeah, and it is quite a sweet coffee in its own right, although the smell and the taste are very different. Anyway, that's enough about the coffee. Let's talk about some slot cars. So here's 3 cars that I have picked up reasonably recently, as in this year, and some of them have been on the channel recently. There is, of course, the car that was much awaited, which is the BRE Datsun 510, which was done by Revo Slot. There's the Michael Schumacher Mercedes 190E, which in its own right is also probably quite anticipated. And there's this cheap old thing from Polycar. Now, why have I got these 3 cars? Well, I was thinking about not so much what is slot car of the year, because that discussion will come up later in the year and Home Racing World will kind of put the flag out on that at some point and declare it, and that's great. But what's the most important car? Possibly of the year, certainly out of these 3. Well, this is a great car. It drives really well. This is a great looking car. We'll probably be able to get it to drive really well. This is a bit basic. It drives quite nice, but it's not super fast. But this car, I guess, is important because everybody wanted a Datsun 510. But who is that everybody? I mean, this car is a car from the 1970s. So realistically, everybody who wants this car is probably 50 or over. Everybody who understands what this car is, where it came from, what it means. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying the audience for this car is probably 50 and over. Now this car, driven by Michael Schumacher. Now, yes, I understand Michael Schumacher has a big fan base, but who are those people? Now, it's over 10 years since he disappeared from public life after having his terrible accident. It's probably 14 years since he retired for the second time from Formula One, and that second stint he didn't exactly fill himself with, cover himself in glory. So really, Michael Schumacher is a driver who hasn't been around for 15 years in general terms. And I was thinking back to Formula One and how early in life I can remember a driver. And I reckon I don't remember Alan Jones winning the F1 title in 1980, but I do think I remember Keke Rosberg winning it in 1981. So I'd have been 9. So 15 years ago, Michael Schumacher was, if you like, current. And the youngest person that would probably recollect that time would have been 9 at the time. So they're going to be 24, 25 years old now. So this car really is only appealing to people who are or 25 years old or older. And let's face it, there's not that many people into slot cars in their 20s or their 30s. It's a thing of your youth and then a thing of your midlife crisis, I guess. So, yeah, this car is relevant, but again, it's probably relevant to the same people that this is relevant to. I mean, I bought both of them. That serves a purpose, doesn't it? And there's this car. This car isn't relevant to anybody. But what this car is, other than being incredibly cheap and nice and easy to drive, is a straightforward car. No fuss, no worrying about who drove it, no appealing to the model fraternity or the kind of race car geeks or the collectors, none of that. It's just a blue slot car. It's cheap, but it's a relatively modern car. And you can give it to relatively young people and they'll recognise it and they'll know what it is. They'll go, oh, that's a Subaru. Any kid who's into cars is going to know what that is. They might know what that is. They definitely don't know what that is. So I think my question is, who are the important people? Because that defines what's the most important car here. And it ain't these old codgers. It's not you, it's not me. Because without the people that this car is relevant to, we haven't got a hobby in 20 years' time. So this, for me, is the most important car so far this year. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments. Good chat.